defense.
One-on-one, you succeeded there. But what was your takeaway beyond what we saw? What you experienced, what you learned from him, Charles?
Well, I think my biggest takeaway is that the questions that we have about the quarterback are really the same questions that he has. He acknowledges that Wisconsin is a stop defense. There's a good chance they're going to stack the box. They're going to stop the run. So Cade McNamara is going to have to step up for this team. He's going to have to make some completions, throwing the ball downfield to move the ball down the field. So Cade McNamara, he does have confidence in him, but still has those questions the same as we do.
We're going to learn a lot here at Camp Randall. You can see the extended version of Charles's conversation with Coach Harbaugh on the Fox Sports app. But now it's time for a prediction. I don't know that there's a lot of suspense, but you know there's going to be flair from the Hall of Famer. Who do we got?
Come on, man. We got the University of Michigan. We got them in a 2010 ball game. You know what? We're ranked 4th nationally in scoring defense. We'll hold them to 10 points, right? Score is 20-10. Wolverines, baby. It's the Wolverines, baby. Come on. Wave the flag on them. Hey, where's Brady Quinn at? Brady Quinn picked the Badgers. Huh? Brady Quinn, you picked the Badgers? Yeah, I did.
You notice he's waving that flag a safe distance from the Wisconsin fan base, and the Badgers make their way onto the field.
Sounds good.
The biggest matchup on paper, Reggie. This Wisconsin rush defense allowing just 23 yards a game versus the Michigan offense that wants to run, and then run some more.
Well, when you look at this Michigan offense and the way that they're running the football, gap schemes, it's a big part of their success. Blake Corum, Hassan Haskins have 14 touchdowns on the year. Hassan Haskins has 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games. Those are your workhorses. Rely on those guys today.
That is strength versus strength. If they can't run the football against Wisconsin, it falls on Cade McNamara. Can he throw the football to win today?
Wisconsin head coach Paul Chryst said this week he needs to get his quarterback, Graham Mertz, in rhythm. Coach, how does he go about doing that?
Yeah, with getting him in rhythm, he's going to have to some easy, quick, short throws, screen passes, swings to the running back out of the backfield, easy throws right off the bat.
Very curious to see what type of game head coach Paul Chryst calls today. Wisconsin trying to get themselves their first Big Ten win and back up to 500. Graham Mertz, so many interceptions last week in Chicago. How will he bounce back next versus another ranked opponent in number 14, Michigan? We'll see at the break. We go upstairs. Joe Klatt, Gus Johnson for the call.
Big Noon Saturday is brought to you by AT&T Business from Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. The undefeated and 14th ranked Michigan Wolverines coming to town to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback, Joel Klatt, and welcome to Madison, where Michigan comes in feeling good, Joel.
Yep.
And they're getting back to Bo Schembechler football under
right.
Jim Harbaugh.
That's right.
They're going to run it.
That's right.
They're going to run it again.
That's right.
And then they're going to run it some more.
You're exactly right. I mean, listen, I love that they have formed a new identity under Jim Harbaugh with that run game, and these 2 running backs are such great players, Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins. I love the differing styles. You've got the electricity of Corum and the size and physicality of Hassan Haskins. 13 combined rushing touchdowns on the year, and they're going to have to play well against that very good Wisconsin defense.
Wisconsin's coming off a loss in Chicago to Notre Dame. Their quarterback, Graham Mertz, struggled 4 interceptions, as we know, but he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's learning as he goes on, and they expect him to be a lot better today.
Well, listen, I can't wait to see how he rises to the occasion because, like you said, he is just 20, and this is just his 11th start in his career, so he's still developing. There's no doubt he has to play better. 15 turnovers in his last 8 games. But you know what he has in his hip pocket? A game last year in Ann Arbor against this Michigan team where he didn't turn the ball over, and this Badgers team absolutely hammered Michigan. So he's got that in his rearview mirror. He just needs to get back to that player.
All right, now time to join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline, the All-American girl, Jenny Taft.
Well, guys, there is no denying that Michigan is off to a good start this season, undefeated. But keep in mind, this is still their first road game of the year, and playing at Camp Randall, it's not easy. Michigan has not won here since 2001. And when I caught up with Captain Aiden Hutchinson this week, he said the game was all about revenge. He said it's very clear we have something to prove, and there's scar tissue from what's happened to us in the past. They blew us out in our home last year. They beat us in 2019. He had a lot to say about it. Josh Ross had a lot to say. Brad Hawkins, all these veterans, they know that about leaving a legacy is winning at Camp Randall. But the last thing Hutchinson said to me was, talk is cheap. If we don't do anything about it today, who cares what we're saying? We are coming with everything today.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. It's a nice day here in Madison. 72 degrees, but sticky, folks. Feels like we're in Florida. As we get ready to start this one, Wisconsin wins the toss, defers. Michigan will receive a series that dates back to 1892 here in Madison. The Wolverines lead it, but the Badgers have won 2 straight and 5 of the last 7. They pounded the Wolverines last year in the COVID season in Ann Arbor. Jack Van Dyke will send it away. Blake Corum, the deep man. Wisconsin, Michigan, and here we go from Madison. And that will bring on Cade McNamara, 6'1", 212, from Reno, Nevada. Last week against Rutgers in their win, 9 of 16, 163 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, but Joel, they expect him to have to let it fly today, and there's something about this kid. Feels like he may have a little magic in him.
Well, he came in, remember, against Rutgers a year ago, down 17 and brought him back. Although, Gus, what's interesting about this, what we're seeing right here, this is his first real road start in his career. I can't wait to see how he responds.
First down and 10 at the 25. Hassan Haskins in the backfield. And McNamara to throw on first down. Lets it go, and it is incomplete. Baldwin, the intended receiver, thrown a little bit behind him. Would have been a tough catch. Let's take a look at this Michigan offense.
Well, the offensive line is experienced, and they're very tough. They have recommitted to that run game, as we've talked about. The skill position guys, they're without probably their best player, Ronnie Bell, who went down in week 1. But check out these backs. They're really good. Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum, they can go.
Second down and 10 to the 25-yard line. And they'll run it. Here's Haskins over the left side, and he'll cross the 30, gets up to the 32-yard line, gains 7 yards on the play. Keanu Benton with the tackle defensively for the Badgers.
They're so good in their front 7. It starts really with their nose guard, Keanu Benton. He is big, he's physical, and those linebackers also heavy downhill players.
Third down and 3, quick strike, ball caught, and it's Sandristil. And Sandristil looks like he may be close, but about a yard, half yard short.
Well, he's just short of the sticks. How about this tackle right there? That's a terrific tackle from the safety, Colin Wilder, who came up, made the stop. And how about this? Jim Harbaugh, own territory, first series. He's going to keep the offense on the field, 4th and short.
Let's see if they snap the ball or try to draw the Badgers offside. 4th down and really short. Haskins, the power back. He weighs 220 in the backfield. And they give it to him. He dives forward and picks it up. Is that analytics, Joel?
I think that it is. You know, and more you're seeing teams, even with what you would consider to be more conservative styles, go for it on 4th down, regardless of field position, in particular when you're inside of that 1-yard line. Right there, Jim Harbaugh plays the percentages, and they pay off.
I know Bo Schembechler is in heaven saying, oh my goodness, the game has changed. First down and 10 at the 37. And the pitch, Corum, the speedster. Corum crosses the 40 up to the 41. Gains 4 yards on the play. Colin Wilder again defensively for Wisconsin.
I just get the feeling that this Blake Corum is primed for a huge breakout. I think he's a star in the making, Gus. He's electric. He can take it the distance. He can catch it out of the backfield. Watch it how many ways they try to get him the ball, whether they're pitching it to him or throwing it to him or even running him between the tackles.
Second down and 6 at the 41. Gatorade Player of the Year in Maryland goes in motion. And underneath, incomplete. Cornelius Johnson, the intended receiver, and that one hit him in the hands.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit on the back hip, but Cornelius Johnson is the guy that really needs to step up on the outside. With Ronnie Bell down, Cornelius Johnson is their best threat on the perimeter. He's going to have the one-on-one matchups today against this Wisconsin defense that loves to play extra defenders against the run and leave their corners in one-on-one situations.
Last week against Rutgers, 1 catch for 7 yards. 3rd down and 6 at the 41, opening series for Michigan. They go empty. McNamara pumps it, steps up in the pocket, throws, sideline, caught, but not enough for first. Schoonmaker, the tight end, with the reception, but he's a yard short. So what does Harbaugh do here?
Rinse and repeat. You knew he was going to go for it. He keeps the offense on the field again here in a 4th and 1 situation. The first one on this series, basically a straight dive to Hassan Haskins. Remember, Haskins, he weighs 220 pounds. He's the power back.
Michigan 5 of 8 on 4th downs this year, including earlier on this drive, 4th down and 1. Haskins, the pistol back. McNamara gives it to him, and he won't get it. Wow! Michigan gambles, and this time Mac Henningsen says, not on my side. So Michigan turns it over on downs in their own territory, and here come the Badgers.
If you're going for it on 4th and 1, you better get that inside gap. They gamble. They don't pay it off. Henningsen, great play.
Time now for progressive game flow. Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison, Wisconsin. Big Ten battle between the Badgers and the Michigan Wolverines. And now Wisconsin takes over, 1st down and 10 at the Michigan 46. Graham Mertz with the pitch. Malusi running left. And he'll gain a couple. Harrell with the tackle. So there's Mertz last week against Notre Dame. He struggled, 5 turnovers, but today is a new day.
And he's facing heavy criticism from the fan base here with Wisconsin. They understand that they've got a great defense, and they should be probably 2-1 at the worst, maybe even 3-0, save for some mistakes from Graham. He needs to develop, pour himself into the details, and play clean today.
Lost 2 tough games to 2 great teams, Penn State and Notre Dame. Here's Malusi again running right. And he'll get to the 40-yard line. Let's take a look at this Wisconsin offense.
They are really experienced and very good up front. Joe Tippmann, the starting center, he got poked in the eye in warm-ups. There's some question about whether he'll be able to go, so that's why you're going to see 54 Caden Lyles in at center here early in the game. And then Chez Malusi, he's the back that's going to be the featured back. Danny Davis on the outside, he's going to get some one-on-ones. And Gus, he's got to win those one-on-ones.
It brings up 3rd down and 4 at the Michigan 40. Michigan went for it in their own territory on 4th down, turned away by the Badgers defense. Opportunity now for Mertz on 3rd and 4 at the 40. And a timeout, Wisconsin.
Charge timeout, Wisconsin. They're first.
Back to Camp Randall after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business, keeping your business connected with AT&T 5G. And by Jersey Mike Subs, be a sub above. One of the Badgers' biggest problems this year, keeping drives alive. Wisconsin just 28% on 3rd downs this year, 119th nationally. They face a 3rd down and 4 at the Michigan 40. Chez Malusi in the backfield with Graham Mertz.
Go to the air on 3rd down. They love their tight end. Jake Ferguson is going to be at the top of your screen.
Mertz has not attempted a pass. He will this time. Sets up a screen, batted down and incomplete. Terrific job. Mosey Smith, number 58, got a paw on it.
Great recognition. Watch Smith here. He's going to be engaged with the center, and then as he's coming across the field right here, he sees Mertz try to go to that tight end screen. They're going to Ferguson, trying to slip him right across the middle of the field, and Smith just really quickly goes to his left, bats the ball down. What a great play.
Vunovic will punt it away from his own 46. A.J. Henning is standing at his 9. Over his head and dives inside the 5 at the 1-yard line. Terrific job by Andy Vunovic. A 39-yard punt. The Fox Bet Super 6 wants you to stack the cash. The more people who enter today's college football Stack the Cash contest, the higher the jackpot gets. It's free to play. Enter now for your chance at the growing jackpot, and don't forget to invite your friends. Scan the QR code now, download the app, and play for free. Michigan will start deep in their own territory at the 1.
And those seem like little plays, but when you play this good of defense and this stout of defense like Wisconsin, this is an opportunity to change the field position and again give your offense a short field.
First down from the 1. And Michigan looking for a little bit of room to operate. They'll gain a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
These are those times that it can be so difficult to try to run between the tackles. If you trust your quarterback to make a good decision, this is a great time to try to get one of those one-on-one matchups I was speaking of earlier. Cornelius Johnson, number 6, against one of those corners for the Badgers.
Cade McNamara, the Michigan quarterback, originally committed to Notre Dame, changed his mind after he sat down with Jim Harbaugh. Top-rated player in Nevada, setting state records. Second down and 8. Haskins, nothing. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Matt Henningsen with the stop.
Now you just got to gain some positive yards so that you're not punting from the end line of that end zone. That's the goal here. Yes, you would love to move the chains, but they've got to get some positive yards in order to make this an easier punting opportunity.
Blake Corum comes in. Keep your eye on number 2. He is a speedster. Third down and 7. At the 4. McNamara out of the shotgun. Wisconsin showing blitz. Here they come. McNamara. He's got to get it off. McNamara throws. It's Corum. And Corum dives forward and picks up a first down.
Wow, how about the power in the little guy? And McNamara took a chance holding on to that ball. There was pressure in the backfield in his own end zone. And now Noah Burks is down after the play. Number 41, the outside linebacker. Here's the pressure, and right there it looks like he might go down. He skips out. Corum very alertly gets away from his block and gives his quarterback an outlet. See, here Corum is blocking, and as McNamara leaves the pocket, he slips out of there, and then here's the power. Boom, 5'8", 200 pounds, and he's able to lean forward for the first down. Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Our Above and Beyond is Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins, these 2 Michigan running backs, playing so well. Corum, just a sophomore. Haskins, the elder statesman, rushing for 199 combined yards a game. They are fantastic players.
We will see how good they are against this Wisconsin team. Incomplete. Wisconsin came in having allowed 69 rushing yards all season, 34 of them on one play by Noah Cain of Penn State. And that is the only double-digit run against the Badgers this year.
Leo Chanel got a decent shot on McNamara. The only reason I bring that up is last week against Rutgers, one of the only times that McNamara really took a shot right before halftime, their coaching staff said, you know, he never really got back into the flow. And so we're wondering how he's going to deal with this aggressive defense, in particular after he takes a shot.
Led the game 20-3 at halftime against Rutgers last week. 2nd and 10. McNamara lobs it up the sideline. Incomplete. Cornelius Johnson, the target. Well covered on that play.
Caesar Williams in coverage. These 2 corners for Wisconsin, Faion Hicks and Caesar Williams. Jim Leonard, their defensive coordinator, told us they're playing excellent football. not giving up much at all. I know Notre Dame got that one long pass for a touchdown on Veon Hicks, but these corners have been excellent in one-on-one coverage.
McNamara starts his game 3 of 7, facing a 3rd down and 10. At his own 12-yard line. Blake Corum in the backfield with him. Be interesting to see if they can get Corum in space on a linebacker. McNamara. Underneath. Caught by the tight end, Eric Alt. Not enough for a first down, so Michigan will have to punt it away. Leo Chanel with the tackle.
Good stop there from Wisconsin, but it's also a drive in which Michigan has to feel somewhat good about the objective. When you're backed up at your own 1-yard line, you got to get a first down, get some space so that you can change the field position. At least now they have the opportunity to do that after that 3rd down stop by the Badgers.
Brad Robbins punting at his own 3. And Dean Ingram is the deep man for Wisconsin at the 37. Ingram. And it's fair caught at the 34, a 49-yard punt. Today's game is featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app. One of the questions in the Big Noon contest is which team will have the most rushing yards and how many will they have? Michigan or Wisconsin? There are chances to win all season long.
But man, I don't know if there are going to be a lot of rushing yards today. I mean, I know they both want to run the football. Maybe they do. And historically, the winner of this matchup is the team that rushes the ball well. And Wisconsin has done that over the last couple of years. But both of these defenses are very stout.
John Chanel, Ches Malusi in the backfield. Play fake. Mertz rolling out of the pocket, throws, and just dumps it out of play. The Michigan defense on the season ranked 4th in the nation in scoring defense.
Aiden Hutchinson is one of the best defenders in all of college football, and their change in philosophy has really helped him out. Josh Ross, he got banged up last week, but he's an impact player at the linebacker position. And Daxton Hill, the safety, number 30, he's also an impact player. And Gus, when you've got a defense that can run out 3 guys that really are potential All-Americans, one on each level of the defense, it gives you so much freedom as a defensive play caller.
2nd down and 10. Ross with a stinger last week against Rutgers. Had to leave the game. And they throw it near side. Incomplete. Kendrick Pryor, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
And some early success for Graham Mertz is going to be very important here at home because this fan base, you can sense it. The little murmurs right now. Anytime that there's an incompletion or anytime that they don't get positive yardage, you start to feel the murmurs. And Paul Chryst, the quarterback coach and offensive play caller, understands that they desperately need some momentum offensively, especially early in this game.
Wisconsin 1 of 14 on 3rd down conversions last week against Notre Dame. 0 for 1 today. Here comes a blitz. Mertz, high snap, handle. Mertz in trouble, lets it go. Incomplete. Dangerous play for Graham Mertz. And the Badgers will punt.
Had no chance on that. There's nothing you can do as a quarterback. They've had problems with the center quarterback exchange all season long, going back to the Penn State game. Caden Lyles snaps this way up above. He's just got to tip it to himself, and then the rush is right in his lap. Check out the hit that he takes. He got no shot right there to do anything with that ball. Excellent job by that defense.
Vunovich will punt it from the 20. Henning back deep at the 20 for Michigan. And Vunovich, end-over-end kick. Henning picks it up. Gets to the 30. Tries to hit the sideline. Turns it back up and he'll be downed at the 40. Terrific return. Jack Sanborn with the tackle. A 45-yard punt and an 18-yard return. Coming up, the Wolverines on 0 after this. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most.
How about Steve Stricker, captain of the U.S. Ryder Cup team, bringing the cup right here to Camp Randall. Of course, a Wisconsin guy. What an amazing event that was, by the way. My goodness. U.S. team absolutely drubbing Europe, 19-9. glued to that.
First down and 10 at the 41, and it's Corum. Terrific run. Just FYI, folks, my partner Joel Klatt, maybe the best amateur golfer I've ever had a chance to watch play. He shot a 77 a couple of weeks ago at his club.
Hey, man.
And he's playing from way back there, and he had an off day.
Why are you airing my dirty laundry?
Here's Corum. He takes a hard hit. And he does have the first down. This kid's tough. 5'8", 200 pounds, sophomore.
Oh, my goodness. That was Fayon Hicks, the corner. You see him come in. Both the players are going to leave the field right now. Fayon got dinged up last week against Notre Dame. Blake's going to leave the field on the other side. I mean, he was like a missile in there. Number 1.
I love watching Fayon Hicks play. He's from Miami, Florida. He looks like he's got pro potential. First down at the 48-yard line. Hassan Haskins replaces Cole. Here's the reverse. Near side. Penalty. Turns the corner on the hop. Doesn't get much. Wisconsin ready. Great pursuit by that defense. Nick Herbig leading the way.
Herbig is really an impact player. These two defenses play such similar styles of defense, and yet these offenses rarely see this style of defense across college football. It's a very NFL-centric type of scheme. Thus, they use what's called hard edges, and both of them want to close the middle of the field. Very, technical stuff. They stand up players at outside linebacker and play with one safety in the middle of the field. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's one of those edges on the outside, and then you're going to also have a closed middle of the field, and there's another edge right there. There's hard edges, middle closed.
McNamara drops back, guns it to the sideline. Incomplete. Donovan Edwards.
Boy, it looked for a moment like that was going to get picked off, and then Wilder just couldn't quite get there, and he tried to disrupt the timing there, and Donovan Edwards, the sensational freshman running back, just couldn't quite haul that one in as Wilder was trying to break it up.
That was a great play by Colin Wilder, senior from Katy, Texas. Third down and 9 at the 47. False start on Michigan.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That's Ryan Hayes, the senior left tackle. Just moving ever so slightly up at the top. Yeah, a little bit of a rock. Draws the penalty. And now that's going to allow Wisconsin to play their safeties back and not have to play such tight coverage. Now, they may continue to do so, but it might allow them to play just a little safer in coverage.
First penalty of the game for either team. 3rd and 14 at the 48. McNamara. Sideline. And it's Wilson. Turns it upfield. Out of bounds close to the first down marker. Jack Sanborn with the tackle.
And because he gets close, I fully expect Harbaugh to go for this again. He's already gone for a 4th down twice. This one a bit longer, probably about 2 full yards. They've run it both times on 4th down. Remember, this is the #1 rush defense in the country.
Jim Harbaugh lost 20 pounds during the offseason. He's down to his professional playing weight. 4th down and 2 at the 40. And a timeout, Wolverines. We'll step away for 30 seconds. Big one coming up for Michigan. They're going for it on 4th down. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Taft with you from Madison, Wisconsin. Legendary Camp Randall Stadium. Wolverines and Badgers. Big Ten football on Fox. 4th and 2. McNamara sprints out, throws on the move, caught, and a first down. Roman Wilson, the sophomore from Honolulu, Hawaii. Alexander Smith knocks him out of play, a gain of 6.
I think that's the toughest throw a quarterback has to make, because look, he's not getting depth. Gus, he's just sprinting towards his left, and then he's got to turn his body, torque his body, and throw that accurate to a wide receiver that's running away from him. That is a small window throw, pressure third down. Beautiful play from Cade McNamara there to move the chains.
First down, Michigan. And here's a flea flicker. Is anybody open in the end zone? Touchdown, Wolverines! Cornelius Johnson. McNamara put it on the money. 34 yards.
Told you that Cornelius Johnson needed to have a big day. Watch the safety as they go with the flea flicker. As soon as Hassan Haskins gets the ball, the safety comes down, and now you've got the route. All you've got to do is lead him into the corner, and that's what he does. He gives his wide receiver a chance, and Johnson ends up with the touchdown.
8 plays covering 59 yards for the Wolverines. Jake Moody in for the extra point, and it's good. Michigan strikes first. I told you, folks, there's something about this kid. You just get the feeling that Jim Harbaugh may have finally found his guy. Very Roman. Cade McNamara with the big strike. 34 yards, and Michigan taking a 7-0 lead. McNamara's 4th passing touchdown of the season. He has not thrown an interception, and the offensive line has kept a clean sheet. He has not been sacked this season. Devin Chandler, the deep man for Wisconsin. Jake Moody kicks it off. And this went into the end zone for a touchback. The Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway is back. Enter on TikTok before October 13th for a chance to compete for up to $100,000.
I knew you got excited. You always get excited for touchdowns, but Augustus Cornelius Johnson getting excited for Cornelius Johnson scoring a touchdown. That's your middle name, man.
Man, you can't be giving people my golf game.
You aired my dirty laundry in my golf game.
You gotta go by Social Security.
No. Just a middle name.
Wisconsin running it. Jalen Berger. Straight ahead, picks up a few. As Christopher Hinton makes the tackle.
Well, this is a big answer. This Wisconsin team has constantly found themselves in this position where they need to answer. And conversely, by the way, Michigan over the last couple of years kept finding themselves down early in games and having to come back. And this was a huge point of emphasis for them, is to play with the lead and allow this aggressive defense to play with the lead. They've done that so far this season, having never trailed so far here in 2021.
2nd and 7. High snap again. And Berger met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Josh Ross, first man to him. He's got the old school neck brace on.
He's got that singer from last week, and he does have that neck brace on. Watch as he's just going to blitz right through the middle of that offensive line and just meet Ches Malusi before he can even get started. There's the aggressiveness that I was talking about. When you have the lead, you can start to take chances with those pressures. New coordinator Mike McDonald getting aggressive here early.
You know, Josh Ross is a West Side Cub as well, just to let you know.
I knew there was something special about it.
3rd down and 9. Mertz dancing, Mertz, and he'll be sacked. Flag on the play, though.
Holding. Offense number 79. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Jack Nelson.
This is what effort does as a defensive edge player. Aiden Hutchinson, he's the one that's going to be providing the pressure. And the right guard, Jack Nelson, all he can do is basically tackle him. Look at the effort from Aiden Hutchinson. Trying to get through and get to the quarterback. And Nelson, all he can do is basically tackle him.
A.J. Henning back deep. Dunavic getting a lot of early work inside his own 10. Doesn't get all of this this one, but it takes a Wisconsin bounce and dies at the 30-yard line. Let's go downstairs and check in with JT. What do you got?
Well, guys, you mentioned Joel, pretty good golfer. Yeah, that's something. But I got to give you some love. I was pretty impressed yesterday. Gus and I have been talking for years about getting on the ice together. Gus grew up in Detroit. He played growing up 25 years later. I'm impressed, Gus. You gave it your all.
Look at this. You came in, by the way, last night, Ginny. He comes into the meeting room, and he looks at me, and he goes, Joel, Ginny Taft is a player. And he was so impressed with the way you skated, and he had so much fun, man. That was awesome, guys.
Tell you what, my right hip is on fire right now. And here's Corum running the football.
I was going to say, Ginny's feeling fine.
She's spry. I tell you, she's a heck of a skater, heck of a hockey. What an athlete, Ginny Taft. All-American girl. Henningsen with the tackle.
Ginny, give me the scouting report. How was Gus really? Just between us.
I'm going to be honest. I was impressed by Gus, but in reality, Gus, you were giving me a hard time. I don't think you knew what you were going up against.
I had no idea.
You put the helmet on, you put the elbow pads on, you were ready for action. He even requested a mouth guard drink.
I love it. I love it.
Not in the face. Second down and 8. And McNamara rolling out, sets up deep. McNamara to the sideline, and it's caught. Roman Wilson again. A 17-yard gain, and Cade McNamara is starting to find his rhythm.
Especially after a week ago in which he only completed one pass in the second half. Here's the completion on the sidelines as Michigan's trying to snap it quick.
Corum. And this Michigan team, they just feel different, J.K.
Yeah, I think it's...
Jim Harbaugh, when we talked to him on Zoom this week, he seemed loose and just in great mood. Most coaches, folks, are grumpy and irritated. All of them. But Coach Harbaugh, 20 pounds lighter, down to his professional playing weight, says he wants to get down to his college playing weight. Second down and 9. Corum again.
Well, this is him in the pregame talking about being loose. This is Cade McNamara. They're having a chat in the end zone, telling them, hey, relax. Don't cut it loose. And then probably something like, I'm down to my playing weight. How good do I look?
Not as good as this kid at quarterback right now, I'll tell you that. Michigan with 126 total yards already. Only 3 for Wisconsin. Corum trying to get to that first down marker. On 3rd and 4, he gets 2. Gets with the tackle. And that could take us to the end of the first quarter.
Well, they're going to get up to the line quick here. Go for it on 4th again.
And they'll wait for the second quarter. End of the first quarter. Wolverines on the road leading the Badgers 7-0. Back to Camp Randall after this. Big News Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Big 4th down and 2 coming up for the Wolverines. Now they elect to not go for it on 4th down, as Brad Robbins comes in to punt it away. Michael Barrett is the up back.
Trying to draw them off. You might be wondering, like, well, why didn't they go for that 4th down? Well, the style of game also goes into the math and the analytics. Now you're up 7-0. You've seen their offense play. You've seen your defense play, and the percentages change. Robbins.
I just have a question about the analytics guys.
What's that?
Did they ever play? Oh, and that ball touched. Loose. Michigan says they have it. And they do.
Well, special teams has been a huge problem for Wisconsin here. Ball hits the Badgers. Now it's a mad dash, and it looks like Michigan comes away with it. They do, and we'll have first and goal. We saw last week the special teams make a huge error for Wisconsin after they took the lead in the fourth quarter against Notre Dame. Immediately a kick return for a touchdown, and Jim Harbaugh is loving it. Huge play in the special teams, and a chance now to take a two-possession lead in a game in which Wisconsin's offense has done absolutely nothing so far. 3 total yards in the first quarter. Huge moment here.
Hunter Wohler, that ball ricocheted off number 24 for Wisconsin. So, first down and goal for Michigan at the 5.
The ruling on the field, a ball being touched, recovered by the kicking team, is under further review.
That's odd. I don't quite understand what they could potentially be reviewing here. It clearly hit Wohler. I mean, that's going to be undisputed. Ball hits the ground, absolutely hits Wohler right there. Now we're live. So I guess the only thing that they would be considering here would be if there was a clear and obvious recovery from Wisconsin. But I don't think that you can say that, as there was a fight going on for the football.
Mikey Rulebooks is with us. Mike P., what do you think?
Well, and Joel's right. What they're looking at here, is there a recovery by Wisconsin? It was close. You can see there that number 6 almost had the ball wrapped up. And that can be the only thing, because Joel is right. It's clear that the ball is touched by Wisconsin. But this should be a fairly quick review.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First and goal.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. So first down and goal for Michigan. Paul Christ watches on in agony.
Man, they can't get out of their own way. You know, it's like the only quality part of their year so far has been their defense, but every other part of their team has put their defense in a bind. This defense, if you put them in a good position and you force the opposition to drive the length of the field, they rarely, if ever, give up a score.
First down and goal from the 5. Haskins in the backfield, and they'll give it to him running straight ahead. And he'll get to the 3. Michigan in the second quarter this year, they've outscored their opponents 58-0. Jack Sanborn with the tackle.
And they've been so run heavy in the red zone. Once they get into the red zone inside of the 20-yard line, they run it on 87% of their plays. This is a great time to break that tendency against a defense that you know is going to be fully committed to stopping that run. Might be time for a play fake, maybe even get McNamara rolling left, which is a bit odd inside the 10, but he's already proven that he can do it earlier on the 4th down.
Michigan with 40 rushing yards so far. Offset eye, they pitch it. Haskins, and he'll go nowhere. Wonderful job by Nick Herbig. And he'll drop him for a loss of 4 yards.
Herbig is such a good edge player. Here's Herbig, and he's just going to be coming out on the outside. And this is what I'm talking about, an edge player doing his job, not allowing that play to get outside of him. And he's able to get Haskins on the back. And a nice tackle for loss.
So third down and goal at the 8. Corum in the backfield. McNamara underneath, incomplete. That ball deflected. I believe it was Isaiah Mullins who got a hand on it. And that brings up 4th down in the kicking team.
How about this stop from Wisconsin? First and goal at the 5, and they're able to force a field goal opportunity. Great job by Isaiah Mullins, getting that left arm up to bat the ball down.
Jake Moody, last week against Rutgers, 2 for 3 with a long of 32 yards. This one from 26 yards away. And perfect. 13-17 to go, second quarter. Wolverines take a 10-0 lead here in Madison. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. And by Discover, the official card of the Big Ten Conference. Wisconsin is dubbing today Barry Alvarez Day in honor of the Godfather's 3 decades of service to the University of Wisconsin. He spent 16 years as the head coach of the Badgers, winning 119 games, including 3 Rose Bowls. Since 2004, he served as the university's athletic director, retiring earlier this summer. Alvarez often gave this advice to his students: find something that you love to do it well enough that someone will pay you to do it, and you'll never work a day in your life. That's what I believe that I've been able to do. I love going to work. I love going to the office. It was never a chore for me to get there. I enjoyed every minute of it.
It's Barry Alvarez Field.
This was last night, the ceremony, and what he just found out is they told him, he did not know this, but they will be naming the field here at Camp Randall after Barry Alvarez. That was him finding out the news. What an amazing legacy he's left here at Wisconsin. The way I explain it is he is Wisconsin football, and he did something that few have been able to do, which is leave an identity for a program long after he leaves.
Coach is certainly a great man on first down. Jalen Berger running.
Now will be the special football assistant with the commissioner at the Big Ten office, and certainly be helping in the ever-changing waters of college football and what's going on. But right now, with his former team, this Wisconsin team, they have got to get something going. Graham Mertz is coming off his worst quarter of football in his life in that fourth quarter against Notre Dame. They do nothing here in the early going against Michigan. They got to get creative, get something going on offense.
Has not completed a pass. He's 0 for 4 so far. 2nd and 8. And they run it with Berger. And that Michigan defense stout. Mike Morris with first contact, and here come the Boo Birds.
Well, and that's the thing. This is precarious spot because this fan base wants something more. Not necessarily personally out of Mertz and the quarterback, but they understand the offensive line hasn't played well. They understand what they're seeing from Paul Chryst, the offensive play caller and designer, is a lack of creativity. And now here's a precarious, long yardage, 3rd down situation.
3 and outs for the Badgers. 3rd down and 7. Wow.
Okay. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Got to be careful, this Wisconsin offense, because they don't get something going. This could be an early house of pain for Coach Chryst and his team. Ooh. Third and 12. Mertz in trouble and sacked at the 15. Michigan brought pressure. David Ajabo.
Here's Ajabo on the outside, and he's just going to get a clean rush around the edge. This offensive line is not playing very well at all. They didn't give Mertz much of a chance last week. They're giving him 0 chance here today. This offensive line's got to start playing better. This offense, I tell you what, they are in a deep, dark hole right now.
Remember, they're playing without their center, Joe Tickman, who got poked in the eye during warm-ups. Henning is the deep man. Comes up, lets it take a big bounce, and catches it at the 46, a 39-yard punt. Good field position for Michigan on top of the Badgers here in beautiful Madison, Wisconsin. 10-0. Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads college football in rushing touchdowns?
Pacific Life Game Summary, sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Well, here it is. Doesn't look good for the Badgers. This Wolverines team has been pretty good on the offensive side, gotten the big play out of their quarterback, but the defense, Gus, -2 total yards. They look really tough
and fast. First down and 10 at the 45. A lot of changes in that Michigan defense. We'll talk about that later. Haskins in the backfield. McNamara to throw it. McNamara going for it deep and incomplete. Cornelius Johnson, the intended receiver. McNamara throwing that in double coverage. Faion Hicks right there on the play.
Those are those opportunities. This Wisconsin defense is going to have to create something for their offense. Their offense is just playing so poor right now that the defense is going to have to do something, a turnover, a defensive score, in order to change the feeling of this game.
Third down and 9. Donovan Edwards splits out to the top of your screen. McNamara over the middle and incomplete. Roman Wilson, closest man to the football. So that will bring up third down and 10.
Interesting that Michigan, even though they've had some success running the football, came out and threw it a couple of times, trying to go down the field, taking a couple of shots here against Jim Leonard. And Jim Leonard's group, they need another stop. They've been pretty good so far outside of the one touchdown play that they gave up. Remember, they stopped them inside the 5 in the last series.
Third down, 10 at the 45. McNamara, 8 of 16, 89 yards and a touchdown. No picks. McNamara underneath. Finds one of his tight ends, but it won't be enough for the first. Schoonmaker, the senior from Connecticut, will gain 7 on 3rd and 10. That'll bring up 4th down and 3, and they've been going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, but that offense on the other side is doing nothing, absolutely nothing. And so Jim Harbaugh looks at this and says, we are up 2 possessions. We're into the second quarter now. We have a chance again to put them inside the 10-yard line. Good things will happen for the Wolverines if they can execute here on this punt and back up the Badger offense.
Brad Robbins, the punter, at the 37. Dean Ingram hovering around his own 10. Pops it high in the air. And fair caught at the 5. 43-yard punt. Wisconsin will start deep in their own territory again, trying to find themselves on their home pitch.
Welcome back to Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin. Michigan with the 10-0 lead. And I want you guys to check out something really fun that I've had the chance to do, all thanks to Discover. It's the Big Ten Community Spotlight. You can check out everything at Fox Sports, all their social channels. This week, I had a chance to really visit Greenbush Bakery in Madison. Family-run spot, great energy, great to showcase them.
All right, Jenny, great catch by Jake Ferguson over the middle, and that's a positive for this Wisconsin team who's been struggling on offense. Daxton Hill with the tackle, 19-yard gain.
And finally, a little creativity on first down. They came into this snap averaging 2 yards per play on first down in this game. Here they go to their tight end, Jake Ferguson, took a big hit. Mertz also taking a hit in the end zone. That's his first completion of the day. Maybe it starts to get him a rhythm a little bit. We'll see.
First down at the 25. Malusi. When we talked about this Michigan defense and some of the changes in the offseason, Jim Harbaugh talked to a lot of NFL guys like Vic Fangio, the head coach of the Denver Broncos, but when it was all said and done, he went to his big brother to come up with some answers.
That's right, and he said, who do you trust? Who should I take as my defensive coordinator? And John said, I got the guy. He's in my building. It's Mike McDonald. And Mike McDonald, a young guy, he's just turned 34, but he is an up-and-coming, really bright guy. Comes down to the college level now and is running this style of defense that is giving opposing offenses fit because of the stand-up defensive ends.
Second down and 6 at the 29. Mertz to the sideline. Nice throw and a great catch. Kendrick Pryor. Now Wisconsin starting to shake off the bugaboos.
Mike McDonald is a guy that comes from the Baltimore Ravens. He's going to run this style of defense that looks very similar to what Jim Leonard and Wisconsin run on the opposite side. First 4 drives, they only gave up -2 yards. Here, though, the Badgers starting to find their rhythm a little bit. And we'll see if they can punch this across on a 3rd down.
3rd and short at the 34. Berger needs a yard in the backfield. They give it to him, and he'll get it. And to finish the story for you folks, one thing that I took out of the meeting was that Coach Harbaugh said that the defense now gets to watch cut-ups from the Baltimore Ravens, and that's really helping.
It's absolutely helping, and they can see that aggressive style. And they're also allowing the players on this team, their type of players, to play in more advantageous spots. In particular, Aiden Hutchinson, who's a lot better coming forward, not in a 3-point stance, but standing up. He's the type of guy that can really get going.
First down at the 36 for the Badgers. Malusi. And he stopped by Ojabo. And this Michigan defense looking fast and looking very physical. Wisconsin, you know they're physical, especially the guys up front. But they've had to make some changes. Remember, number 75, the starting center, Joe Tipman, was poked in the eye before the game. And he's not on the field, being replaced by Caden Lyles. That's a big deal. 2nd and 8 at the 38. Mertz, sideline. Pryor turns it up and gets out of bounds. Looks like he may have the first down. If not, he's very close. Turner throwing him out of bounds.
For Graham Mertz, he's already looking more calm, more on rhythm in this series. Thus, it is a lonely place for a quarterback to be at the depths of the struggles that Graham Mertz has been, when the entirety, the enormity of the fan base and the pressure and all of their sentiment comes falling down and crashing down on your shoulders. The only way out of that as a quarterback, even if you're young, pour into the details of your craft and just do your job.
Mertz 3 for 3 for 31 yards on this drive. And hand it off. I tell you, you look at what Graham Mertz is going through. Got to bring up 4th down. They didn't get it. Remember, folks, he's 20 years old. He'll be 21 sometime in December. He's a young kid.
They're going to go for it here. They're going to bring on their big freshman back, Braylon Allen. Got the other 3rd down on this drive, 6'2", 238. He's going to be lined up in the backfield.
So it's Chanel and Allen. Allen from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. They hand it to the up man, and that's Chanel, and he'll get it.
This is just leg drive from Chanel. He's going to get contacted right about the sticks, and he just continues to lean forward, gains 2-3 extra yards after contact, and Wisconsin moves the chains on the little fullback dive.
First 4 drives for the Badgers, no first downs. This drive, 3. Mertz hit as he throws, but puts it on the money to Kendrick Pryor. He stood in there for as long as he could. Graham Mertz, courageous 13-yard gain.
Now we're talking. This is how you play the position. You got to be courageous in the pocket. This is one of the best edge players in college football. Bearing down on him, going to hit him right in the chest. You stand in there and still deliver the ball. He knows he's about to get hit. Aiden Hutchinson lowers the boom, and yet it's still a completion for the Badgers.
First down. Mertz again to throw. Mertz gets out of the pocket, on the move, puts it in the hands of Jake Ferguson. And Jake Ferguson gets a first down.
This series is just brick by brick. As a quarterback, a young player, you cannot overcome all the expectations, quiet the noise, win the game on every snap. Thus, it's like being a mason. You got to go brick by brick. Your details, play after play, then do it again, and do it again, and then do it again. And at the end of the day, you look up at the end of the drive, and maybe you've built something. But if you don't focus on one brick at a time, you'll never get there.
Love the way you put that, partner. 2nd down and 1. They don't get the first down. Allen in the backfield. Straight ahead, and he'll pound it forward. That's 238 pounds. And he'll gain 7. Now the Badgers starting to really feel it.
After that start 0-4, he's come out and he's been very good. 5 of 5, 53 yards, and more importantly, he's playing in rhythm. The ball's out on time. He's making quality decisions. He's not doing anything outside of himself. He's just doing his job.
12th play of the drive that started at the Wisconsin 6. Play fake. Mertz rolling out, and he'll just throw this one out of bounds.
Now, this Wisconsin team in previous games against Penn State and against Notre Dame, they've been able to drive the football, and then they get in what I would call the scoring area, not even just the red area. And as Paul Chryst would even tell you, they just have not executed once they've crossed the 30-yard line. Drives have stalled out. They've missed some field goals. They've turned the ball over. This is a point in time when you've had a successful drive. They really need to pay this one off.
2nd and 10. Ball security, very important for Mertz. To throw it down the field in the corner, incomplete. No flag on the play. It looks like there was contact. Danny Davis was the intended receiver, and DJ Turner was draped all over him.
Turner in coverage, and there is a lot of fighting going on. And he's trying to press him out to the outside. That's exactly what Turner should do. Lots of contact. You feel like Davis wasn't able to get a clean run at that ball, but there wasn't an explicit grab right there from Turner.
3rd down and 10 at the 24. Big play here for the Badgers. Maybe 4-down territory if they can get enough. Mertz. Screen. And Malusi dives forward. He'll be 2 yards short of the 1st down. Turner with the tackle. So let's see what Paul Chryst elects to do.
I think they're going to kick it. I think he wants this drive to end with points. So I think Colin Larsh is going to head onto the field.
Colin Larsh against Notre Dame, 2 for 3 with a long of 37. He missed from 52 against the Irish. This one from 34 yards away. And it's good. Wisconsin on the board. 2:32 to go in the first half. 10-3. Michigan.
Rob, so welcoming you back to Madison. Coming up on the State Farm halftime, Coach Stoops will join us to talk about what's impressed him by the Michigan offense. You know who else is going to join us on the halftime show? 2 hecklers, Matt Leinart and Brady Quinn, are over here trying to bust in on my halftime report. I'm not done yet. Top 10 showdown in the SEC. It's a bit of a blowout. You go, oh, now they got nothing to say. Now they don't want to hassle me, huh? And Oklahoma in their offense, can they get it back on track later today? Nothing, boys? Nothing? Come on, man.
Listen, Rob, sometimes the pocket for a quarterback is not clean. You got to deal with stuff at your feet and still make plays, and you did it. You did it.
I used my footwork, man.
That's right.
Gus would be proud.
And they got romper room going on down there. And this ball kicked out of bounds. Jeez. FS1 is your home for the American League Divisional Series as the game's biggest stars fight their way to the pennant. It all starts Thursday on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Tight 3-way battle for the second wildcard spot between Boston, Seattle, and Toronto.
Should be a great postseason on that American League side. Chicago, back-to-back postseason berths, first time in their franchise history. The Astros right back there, even without the trash can. So they can clearly play a little baseball anyways. Should be a great postseason.
All right, first down for Michigan. Haskins. And Haskins with a burst. Pick up 7. Noah Burks with the tackle.
You know, let me try to frame this Wisconsin defense for you and how well they've played this year. Last week, technically, Notre Dame had 41 points. But when you dive into it and you take a look at actual normal offensive possessions where they've got to drive the length of the field, Wisconsin's defense really only gave up 3 points. Everything else was off of turnovers, non-offensive scores. Badgers have got to quit putting their defense in a tough spot.
And the first down, Haskins stumbling forward with 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 2 pick sixes against Notre Dame. Can't blame the defense for that.
Also a kick return for a touchdown.
Right. Jack Sanborn with the tackle.
You know, this team, Wisconsin, is built to suffocate you. They're built to play with the lead, to take the air out of the ball on the offensive side. But when you do that, there's not a ton of margin for error. And they played so poorly on offense and on special teams this year. It just hasn't gone well.
First down. McNamara takes a shot. Down the field. Back shoulder. Incomplete. Johnson, the intended receiver. But Faion Hicks was there. That ball knocked out of his hands.
Great coverage from Hicks. Again, I tell you, a lot of people challenge Faion Hicks, but he is up for that challenge. And this guy, whether it's in the pass game like that in a one-on-one, or when he's coming up to fill in the run game, as we saw earlier, he plays fearless football. That's what I love about Faion Hicks.
2nd and 10. McNamara, short one this time, to the sideline. Roman Wilson gets out of bounds in front of Colin Wilder. Gain of 4.
One thing that they haven't been able to do is get the ball to Blake Corum in creative ways. They tried to hand it to him in the interior a couple of times. He's gotten popped. How do they get the ball into number 2's hands? He's the most dynamic player that Michigan has. He catches it great out of the backfield as well. So we'll see if they can get him going here on 3rd down.
Wolverines need 6 yards. 1:22 to go. McNamara guns it. Caught and a first down. Mike Sanderstill, the junior from Massachusetts, with a 13-yard reception.
Really good throw from McNamara. Their far side throw on the money.
Michigan quickly to the line of scrimmage. McNamara again. This time it's Eric All, his tight end.
It's a nice little rhythm here, using some of that tempo. And now Wisconsin's got a cramp issue. That's Faion Hicks, number 1, who's down, reaching after that right leg.
His backup on the depth chart, Dean Ingram. In the meantime, don't forget, coming up at the half, Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, Matty Fresh, and Big Game Bob are standing by with the State Farm halftime show right here from Camp Randall.
So as Hicks comes out, you know, they list Dean Ingram as well as Alexander Smith. It would be number 6 or number 11. It's interesting because the last time Faion Hicks had to come out of the game, Gus, a few plays later, they attacked Alexander Smith, the junior from Culver City High School in California, and they got the touchdown on the flea flicker and that kind of that busted coverage. Let's see if Michigan attacks Smith again. He's going to be on the far side.
2nd down and 6 at the 30. Michigan with 2 timeouts remaining. Haskins hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll just lean forward and gain a yard. Noah Burks wrapping him up.
Burks and Sanborn so good on the interior, and now here another 3rd down chance. McNamara has been good on 3rd down. He's thrown the ball accurately. We'll have to do so again here.
Jake Moody's career-long 52 yards a few weeks ago against Washington. Well within his range right now. 3rd and 5. McNamara underneath and incomplete. That ball juggled and dropped. Dalen Baldwin got his bell rung by Nick Herbig.
Well, Baldwin here makes a mistake. He's running across the field as if it's straight man-to-man coverage, but it was actually a zone. And when you're running a crossing route like that, you've got to settle down and at least start to begin to give your chest to the quarterback. Baldwin was a transfer from Jackson State, not on the same page with his quarterback there.
Jake Moody in to attempt a 47-yarder. Remember, his career long is 52. Nice draw on that ball, and it's good. 13-3 Wolverines, 27 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Back to Madison in a moment. And don't forget, you can find all of Joel's Breaking the Huddle content, including his weekly top 10 rankings at foxsports.com, the Fox Sports app, and CFB on Fox social platforms. What do you got going so far? What do you think?
Well, this year is such an interesting year, and I feel like it's been great for the sport because we've got so much new blood right now that feel like they've got legitimate chance at the playoff. Even a team like last night, Iowa, how well did they play against Maryland?
Here's a short kick. And loose. Wolverines think they have it. And it's Wisconsin football. Nice job on the bottom of that pile by Alexander Smith recovering that ball.
We've already seen a muff punt get recovered by Michigan on the 5-yard line, and there, hold your breath time for the Wisconsin fans as that one was loose inside of 30 seconds here in the second quarter. Couple of timeouts. You've got time to go to the edges, try to get a play down the field, a couple of completions, and maybe try a long field goal if you want.
First down from the 37. Braden Allen. He'll dive forward and pick up 9 yards. Dax Hill with the tackle. Timeout called. 19 seconds to go. We'll take a quick commercial, folks. Back in a minute.
I'm 53, but am I?
13-3 Michigan, ranked 14th in the nation. Badgers, they've lost 2 games to 2 really good teams, 2 top 10 teams. Penn State in the top 5. Notre Dame number 9. Second down and 1 at the 46. Mertz fires middle of the field, caught inside the 20. What a throw! DK with the catch for 36 yards.
That was a great throw from Mertz. Chimere DK had an ankle issue this last week. He's on the field, need his speed, and he's able to go up and catch kind of what becomes a 50-50 ball right down the hash. Beautiful throw here. Look as he has to layer this ball over that defense and allow DK to come down with it, even against a very good safety in Daxton Hill. Good strong hands there at the catch point.
A 36-yard completion. That makes it 1st and 10 at the 18. Wisconsin out of timeouts.
So if you're going to snap the ball here offensively as a quarterback, 1, you cannot take a sack. You cannot take a sack. 2, that ends the half. You cannot throw this ball short of the chains. Can't throw it short. And if it is short, it's got to be outside of the numbers, about ready to get out of bounds and stop the clock. I think you've got to throw it into the end zone, though. This ball's got to go into the end zone.
5-receiver package for Graham Mertz. Mertz throws it in the end zone. Oh, what a catch! DK! Touchdown! Badgers! Graham Mertz! Give him a minute.
What a throw. Man coverage. He's got the slot fade. He's got that little go route. Watch his balls perfectly dropped over the outside. And does DK get the foot in? I don't know. Ask Matt Leinart and Brady Quinn. They're going to tell you it was in.
The Badgers, if this stands, go 3 plays covering 63 yards in 18 seconds. Larsh in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. How about that? The 20-year-old Kansan, Graham Mertz.
And you know what he did? He just started doing his job, and all of a sudden he started throwing some of the best passes he's thrown all year. Gus, we've seen him 3 times now. Those last 2 passes were hands down the best footballs he's thrown all year long. Now he gets to go in at halftime with some energy and excitement, doing what he needs eventually win a game. Can't do it all on one snap. It's the hardest thing to get across to a young player. All the expectations that he had, highly recruited 4-star player. All the noise outside. The opponent can't do it on every snap. Guess what you can do? Your job. One good pass, one good handoff after another. You look up at the end, and guess what? You put your team in the end zone. It's a hell of a series by Graham Mertz right there.
No doubt about it. Wisconsin's first 4 drives, no first downs. The last 2, a field goal and a touchdown, and Wisconsin gets it to start the second half. Van Dyke sending it away to Corum. The line drive it. And Michigan falls on it at the 26. Next Saturday, it's time to settle the score in round 3 between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder for the heavyweight championship of the world. Next Saturday, live on pay-per-view. Buy it on the Fox Sports app. That should be a heck of a fight. Hopefully, Deontay Wilder won't walk in with a 600-pound headpiece this time. And be tired before he even steps in the ring.
That'd be smart. That'd be smart. Half the battle.
6 seconds remaining. McNamara in the shotgun with Haskins. And they'll give it to Haskins. And that will take us to the end of the first half. Michigan started strong, but Graham Mertz, we told you folks, he's 20. They expected him to play better. He lost his starting center before the game even started. He's been through adversity. But he's starting to show that he's built for it. We'll see what he does in the second half. 13-10 at the break. Stoner and the boys after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Welcome back to Camp Randall. And we've got a good one brewing now, folks. 13-10. Michigan ranked 14th on top of the bag. Gus Johnson, along with Joel Klatt and Michigan partner, got off to a great start.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Graham Mertz found himself, and he led him back into this game.
And these two quarterbacks, there are going to be a lot of pressure on these two guys, Cade McNamara and Graham Mertz, in order to make big plays against these very good defenses, and both of them did. Let's take a look at our second half connection, brought to you by AT&T Business, keeping your business connected with AT&T 5G. Here first is McNamara taking a little aggressive defense and taking advantage. The flea flicker, as Coach just talked about at the halftime, they were out of position and he made them pay. There's a big touchdown to Cornelius Johnson, but then that last 13 seconds of the half, Graham Mertz got it lit up. Timray DK right down the seam, and then this was just a beautiful ball for the touchdown. DK gets the foot down. Mertz was raring to go after that, and really I thought it all started with the defense. After the defense held Michigan to a field goal after the muffed punt, Gus, this is what happened. Michigan only 3 points from that point on, 45 total yards, while Wisconsin got it cranked up. The offense, you could tell they were spurred on by that defensive effort. Graham came out, played much better. The O-line played much better. 10 points, 135 yards, and 6 first downs.
And Wisconsin will get the ball to start the second half. Some great work by DK. Sophomore from here in Wisconsin. Mertz 8 for 10 for 115 yards and a touchdown after starting 0 for 4. DK with his first receiving touchdown of the season. He had one last year. So Jim Harbaugh's team last week at home against Rutgers, they headed into the second half leading at 20-3, but the offense kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
And they talked about that in our meetings.
Only one pass completion in that second half. Could not run the football very well, and that defense was leaned upon. Aiden Hutchinson and that Wolverines defense, and they came up big, holding Rutgers as Rutgers drove down a couple of different times inside of the 20, and they held on to win that ball game, stay undefeated. The offense is going to have to do a lot more today to help out that defense. 13-10, both of these quarterbacks finding a bit of a rhythm. This is shaping up, partner, to be one heck of a second half.
And that's just the way we like it. Jake Moody will kick it away for the Wolverines. Devin Chandler is the deep man. And this one kicked out of the end zone. Let's go downstairs to Jenny Tapp.
Well, guys, for Michigan, it was a really strong first half for their defense until that last touchdown for Wisconsin. Coach Harbaugh acknowledged it, and he said the difference is our defense needs to continue to play with our integrity. Huge opportunity here with Wisconsin, starting the half with the ball. And I anticipated a crazy vibe from Wisconsin. They came ready from the locker room. The players were saying, we have more fight. We are not done. Coach Chris made it pretty clear. Graham Mertz, he made some plays. We are not done. We got to continue to build off of that. And that key play, that goal line stop for the defense, he says that defines us. That's our defense.
All right, Jenny, thank you. First down at the 25 for Mertz. Will throw it on first down. Hit as he throws up the sideline, incomplete. The one thing I thought that was interesting coming out of our meetings with Wisconsin, and that's that Paul Chryst, who, as you mentioned, is the quarterback's coach as well as the offensive coordinator, he simplified some things this week for Graham Mertz.
What he wanted to do is allow these players, really everybody on offense, to go out there and not think but just play fast. Get back to just those details and those coaching points. What foot do you step with if you're an offensive lineman? Where do your eyes go if you're the quarterback? Where am I looking if I'm the running back on the run play? He wanted them to play fast.
Second down and 10. Malusi trying to get downhill. Remember, Hutchinson with the tackle. Very interesting point. Joe Tipman, the starting center, sophomore from Fort Wayne, got poked in the eye before the game and has not played, and his replacement is Caden Lyles.
Lyles, a senior from Madison, has played a bunch of football in his career. Started 4 games at center last year, was in the Remington watch list coming into this season, and is in the rotation here with Wisconsin. So Mertz certainly familiar with him up front.
Third down and 9 to the 26. Here's Mertz in the pocket, and he gets crushed. Wow! Daxton Hill shot out of a cannon. And there is a flag, and Mertz is down.
Illegal formation. Offense. The penalties declined. 4th down. Officials timeout for an injured offensive player.
You're going to get Ross there, and then here's Daxton Hill on the blitz, and he hits him right in those ribs, that left ribs. And that's where he was wincing when he was down, now being attended to. Watch as he goes low. It's exactly what they're trying to get defenders to do. He didn't go high, he leads with his shoulder, textbook from that defense. And you can see he's pointing at that left side. Oof. I can tell you from experience, that does not feel good. Daxton Hill showing his explosiveness. 6 foot, 192-pound junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Went to Booker T. Washington High School. This guy is one heck of a player.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Wendy's, official breakfast of NCAA football. Welcome back to Madison in the great state of Wisconsin. And Graham Mertz is in the tent. Hopefully he will be able to return to this game.
He has been under pressure all day. 18 dropbacks, 10 hurries, 9 hits, 3 sacks. So that Michigan defense has been attacking.
Vunovich from inside his own 5 really drives this one. Henning backing up, has it at the 26, breaks a tackle, makes another man miss, hits the sideline, and he'll get to the 40. 55-yard punt and a 13-yard return. And here's some of the hits Mertz has taken today.
Well, early that O-line was not playing well, and he didn't have much of a chance. Right when he was hitting his last step in his drop back, he was under pressure. But this team, this Michigan team, they are attacking. There's the last hit, the safety pressure from Daxton Hill. He comes in and pops him right in the ribs. Great legal hit. Lowers the strike zone, leads with his shoulder, but clearly Mertz wincing, and that's what forced him into that tent.
First down for Michigan at the 41. Here's a handoff. Haskins. And Haskins gets 4 up to the 45.
And we got a new quarterback here from Michigan. Here's the freshman, J.J. McCarthy, the 5-star, highly recruited quarterback for Jim Harbaugh. Everyone was waiting to see when he would potentially enter the game, but Cade McNamara has done such a good job of providing points on drives, not turning the football over. He's had a hard time to try to get J.J. meaningful snaps, so he's got it now.
And here's the handoff to Haskins again. Why, if you're Jim Harbaugh, do you do this?
I don't know. I got to be honest. This doesn't make much sense to me because it's still a 3-point game. And if it makes you one-dimensional, you're allowing what is a great defense to tee off on your offensive line in the run game. And now all of a sudden, an obvious passing situation, you've got to put McNamara back on the field out of rhythm. Now it's his first snap of the half. He's been in the halftime, and now he's got to come up with a critical, likely tight window throw to move the chains.
Interesting. 3rd down and 5 at the 46. McNamara in trouble. McNamara decides to run it. Can he get to the line? Dives, and he will not. Great tackle by Dean Ingram.
Tell you, these corners for Wisconsin do such a great job being aggressive in the open field. Comes up, makes the stop. But here Harbaugh now in a 3-point game. He's going to keep his offense on the field. Here's the collision. Ingram going low. McNamara just getting to that 50-yard line, a yard short.
4th down. They're 2 of 3 on 4th downs today. Haskins, the power back. And they'll give it to him. I don't know. Close, but I think his forward lean will give him that first down.
You got to squeeze that inside gap if you're the offensive line. They weren't able to do it earlier in the game on a 4th down. Here they're able to do it. Watch this. Inside gap, inside gap, inside gap. There they get some push, and even though it's just a breath of air, Haskins with that 220-pound frame can slam himself into the defense and gain a yard.
First down to the 48. Wolverine staff really excited about this offensive line this season as Corum tries to squeeze through, especially the right guard, Zach Zenter, who's a sophomore, as Mertz will be heading into the locker room to be looked at. Thumbs up. That's a great sign.
I bet you they're going to x-ray those ribs. There's Chase Wolf now, the backup quarterback. Has thrown only 12 passes in his career. 3 of them, hate to say this for you Badgers fans, have been interceptions.
2nd down and 10. McNamara. Incomplete. Form the intended receiver. Let's check in with Jenny.
I know you guys saw Graham Mertz heading up to the locker room. He did give a thumbs up to the crowd, but right before him, actually Jake Ferguson as well heading to the locker room. He also appeared to be kind of grabbing at his ribs. Both those players dealing with some kind of rib midsection injury. Now Coach Chris did pull Chase Wolf aside. They had a moment. This will be interesting to see, and I will be keeping close eye on that locker room for their return.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much for terrific reporting. 3rd down and 10 at the 48. McNamara unloads. It's caught at the 10-yard line. Roman Wilson had to go back to get it. And he trapped it. And that's a gain of 38 yards. Caesar Williams.
And McNamara had pressure. He's got Nick Herbig bearing down on him. This is why he can't throw it too far, because number 19 is going to hit him right in the chest. So he's just trying to give Wilson a chance. He does that. How about the acrobatics I mean, he goes up. There's the hit in the backfield, and he goes up and catches that ball. That's incredible.
First down and goal at the 10 for Michigan. Opening series of the second half. And Corum, power running, and he gets hit hard at the end of that run by Colin Wilder, and it's a 4-yard gain the hard way.
Last time they were inside the 10, remember they had that first and goal from the 5. They ran it on first down, ran it on second down. Then they were forced to throw kind of a wild pass on third down. I wonder if they get back to the passing game here being outside the 5-yard line.
Second down and goal at the 6. Trying to get outside, bottled up, and taken down inside the 5. Scott Nelson, the senior from Detroit Jesuit High School, and for others, makes the tackle.
Here's the end of that play. And Wisconsin gets away with a little bit of a graze there on the face mask. Officials thinking they didn't grab and pull and turn to the side. Flag doesn't come out. And here we go. Third down. Wisconsin trying to come up with another stop. Remember, they did this prior against Jim Harbaugh's offense. J.J. McCarthy back in the game.
Third down and goal from the 3. And it's Haskins. No signal yet. And he did not get in. He's down at the 1-inch line.
Here's Haskins fighting. We'll see where he actually goes down. Looks like he was on top of some legs as he actually reaches across.
That
Tough
should
to
be
see.
a touchdown.
I tell you, that's interesting there based on where he actually touched, but they snap it anyways. There's McCarthy.
And it's a touchdown. J.J. McCarthy, quarterback sneak. And Michigan takes a 19-10 lead.
We started this drive, partner, thinking, what is McCarthy doing in the game? And how about this, in the most important snap of the series, 4th and goal. They sneak it with the youngster, and he gets some help from his teammates, pushing him up over on top of the pile and into the end zone.
Jake Moody in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. So unlike last week against Rutgers, Michigan goes 11 plays, covering 59 yards, 9 runs on the drive. They score on their opening series. Wolverines on top of the Badgers. 2010. Tomorrow on Fox, Sam Darnold leads the undefeated Panthers against Dak and the Cowboys. Russell Wilson leads the Seahawks in an AFC West showdown against the 49ers. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Sam Darnold, partner. Seems like just yesterday we were out in Southern California at the Coliseum watching him play with the USC.
That game against Texas, we did.
Yeah.
Man, he was slinging it all over. And how about just the change in scenery? And all of a sudden, Sam playing so much better down in Carolina.
Michigan sends it away. Fair caught by Devin Chandler.
Well, this is going to be interesting here.
Now Wolf has never thrown a pass that somebody didn't catch. 9 for 12 in his career with 3 picks. Chase Wolf, junior from Cincinnati, St. Xavier.
He did play in some meaningful action last year. He had to replace an injured Mertz late in the 3rd quarter in their game against Minnesota. He threw a go-ahead touchdown on his first throw. I don't know if he's going to do that right now, but at least he has that history to pull from.
First down, they hand it off. Berger. And Berger with a nice run. Crossing the 30-yard line. Jamon Green brings him down. Tell me about this kid.
Well, Wolf is a guy that a lot of people have asked me, and I'm sure Wisconsin fans have asked themselves over the last couple of weeks as Graham Mertz struggled. Well, what do they have? Well, can't they put somebody else in? The problem is that the coaching staff have never felt all that comfortable with Chase Wolf being the starting quarterback. Now he's going to go in for them here in this game down 10, and he's going to have to make some throws against this defense because that's what ultimately got Wisconsin back in the game, in particular in those last 13 seconds of the second quarter.
Second down and 4. Berger again. And he's close to the first down. A half-yard short of the first down as Kate Colazar makes the stop.
On the other side, this is what I think is interesting, is that if I'm Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator for Michigan, I would just throw all my chips in the middle of the table and say, listen, if this guy can beat us over the top, so be it. But I cannot allow them to just hand the football off and gain their way down the field. And here you go, no safeties deep.
Wisconsin 2 for the last 22 on third down. They hand it to the up back, and it's Chanel. And he'll pick up the first. I guess that's why the coaches always say, stay ready. Because you never know when your number will be called.
Got to prepare like it's your start. Here's the push from the offensive line. We've seen that little fullback dive, a staple for Wisconsin. Second effort gets Chanel across the line to gain. But here's the aggressiveness. I guarantee you're going to start getting a lot of pressure and a lot of heat from Michigan's defense. One-on-one coverage on the outside.
First down at the 35. Now Michigan looks like they may be stacking that box. Wanting to force Chase Wolf to throw it. Chase Wolf, 2018 Mr. Greater Cincinnati Athlete of the Year at St. Xavier High School when he threw for over 2,500 yards and 27 touchdowns, as well as rushing for 4 more. His dad, Steve, played basketball at NC State and Xavier. Grandfather, Charlie Wolf, played football, basketball, and baseball at Notre Dame. Athletic family. Second and 10. Another handoff. Berger. Mike Morris stops him. After a gain of 5, so that'll bring up a third down and 5. Maybe a passing down for the Badgers.
And you got to send the house here. You got to pressure him. The last thing you want to do for a young quarterback is give him time in the pocket to feel comfortable. You got to pressure him. Speed up his internal clock by putting a lot of players in his face. I expect Michigan to blitz here. They did on Mertz on their last third down when he was in the game. Probably do it again here.
Third and 5. Here comes a blitz. They check it down with a receiver. And Berger. 9-yard run. First down, Wisconsin.
That's a great play call from Paul Chryst, because he knows exactly what I was just telling you. Michigan was going to come. They were coming right up the gut. Here they come with the big pressure, and he just throws a little swing screen. Look at this. They're going to crack on the defensive end. The line is working on the outside. Wolf is able to take that pressure, dump it out to its running back, and they move the chains. That is an excellent play call. Not a lot of thought for a quarterback, a young quarterback, and certainly something he can execute.
First down to the 49. High snap. Wolf in trouble. Just flips it out of bounds. Good decision.
I mean, a heck of a play by him. Get himself outside of the pocket, and then he has the wherewithal. This is being prepared. Gus, you're just talking about you got to study like it's your job. Well, this is studying like it's your job. He knows, smart player, he's got to get that ball back to the line of scrimmage because there's no receiver in the area. So he flipped that as hard as he could, backhanded, like an option play, but it crossed the line of scrimmage in order to burn the ball and save the yards.
Second and 10 at the 49. Wolf, pressure on him, incomplete. He had a defender right in his face. How much does the backup quarterback get to practice during the week?
Varies by team, but usually very little. And remember, Mertz in the first offense had been struggling to such a degree that I'm sure that they took 90-95% of the reps this week in practice. So in a week like this where you're trying to get rhythm within your offense, a backup quarterback might only get, Gus, at the most 4 or 5 actual team reps.
Third down and 10. Wolf guns it to the sideline. Incomplete. DK had his hands on the football, but Daxton Hill was in his hip pocket.
That was a heck of a ball, too. Put it on the money. Probably just better defense. DK, who made those great catches at the end of the first half, can't hang on there as Hill is ripping down on that left arm as they go to the ground.
Badgers will send it away. Unavic at his own 35, Henning standing at the Michigan 10. And fair call at the 10-yard line. 4:33 to go. Third quarter. Michigan with the ball and the lead on the road. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Edward Jones. Life is for living. Let's partner for all of it. 20-10, Michigan with the lead and the ball. Wolverines trying to stay undefeated. And don't forget to stick around at the beginning of the fourth quarter because Camp Randall will be rocking with the jump around. What are these Michigan fans going to do during the jump around?
Well, this guy, he's got the red hat on, maybe in preparation, like he's going to jump as well. I don't know, maybe, right?
First down and 10 at the 10-yard line. And they'll hand it off straight ahead to Corum. Jack Sanborn with the tackle. We were trying to wonder, well, why would Coach Harbaugh play J.J. McCarthy at the start of the second half? 5-star freshman recruit. The transfer pool.
Listen, it might be keep those guys happy.
That's right.
Keep everybody fed.
That's right.
There's some of that. Here he comes in, and he's also, by the way, he is more athletic than McNamara. So this could give you something in the run game. Up 10, McNamara now on the sideline, and when they get to that run game, maybe he can read the defensive end and get some quarterback run out of this.
2nd and 7 at the 13. Here's your quarterback run, as you talked about. McCarthy gets out of bounds. Good gain. Caesar Williams knocks him out of play.
That's what we were just talking about. A little different aspects. So what they saw is that Wisconsin was playing, I keep saying this, hard edges. And that means those outside players on the line of scrimmage are squeezing down hard on the ball carrier. And then now with McCarthy in the game when he is, they can get outside of that with the quarterback run.
3rd down and 1 of the 19. Haskins in the backfield. They give it to him straight ahead, and Haskins with a big gain and a first down. Almost popped one.
I've been impressed with the balance that Michigan has been able to show. They've run it well enough to maintain two-dimensional offensive football, meaning they can run it, they can pass it.
90 rushing yards for Michigan. First down to the 27. McNamara all day to throw it. Drops it down. Haskins out of the backfield, and he'll cross the 30 up to the 33. Leo Chanel with the tackle, but I'm more impressed with, as we talked about at the top of our broadcast, partner, their commitment to running the ball against a defense like this.
Yeah, that's their identity. And even though they haven't run it as much as far as the percentage goes as they have in the first 4 games of the season, they've been committed enough that they can still run play action pass and it can be effective.
2nd and 4. Second man through is Haskins. We'll push the pile forward. Chanel again with the stop. 3-yard gain. So it brings up 3rd down and 1. You always talk about stay on schedule. Stay on schedule. And Wolverines are staying on schedule.
This is schedule right here. That's right. 3rd and short. You can run whatever you want. If you're Josh Gaddis, the offensive play caller, the entire playbook is at his disposal here. He can get big and run it. He can run play action. And if he wants to drop back, he certainly can do that as well.
McNamara remains in the game. Straight ahead. And they will not get this first down. They come up short. Haskins, great job. Herbig, Isaiah Mullins combining.
Watch Herbig. This is what I'm talking. That's what I keep telling you about those edges, right? Those guys, those stand-up outside linebackers. He was just screaming down. they've got the short yardage. What Michigan has struggled with today is protecting their inside gap. You've got to protect that inside gap where the ball carrier is going to be, and they're not being able to do that as often as they need to on short yardage.
Robbins from the 21. Ingram the deep man. And a fair catch. 45-yard punt. Jim Harbaugh's reaction to not getting the first down. College football on Fox continues as Spencer Rattler and the 6th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners face Kansas State. It's all next on Fox. Now K-State looking to win their 3rd game in a row against a ranked Oklahoma team. Rattler, another quarterback under a little pressure from his fan base at OU.
That offensive line for Oklahoma has got to play better. They were atrocious against West Virginia.
Here's Pryor on first down with a jet sweep. They don't get out of bounds after a nice gain. Brad Hawkins there to knock him out of play, but they pick up 13 yards.
I've been wondering where this jet sweep has been. They really haven't utilized it this year, and it's been such a good part of their offense under Paul Chryst throughout the years. And there, again, a first down play. You catch the defense by surprise a little bit, in particular a defense that's trying to be so aggressive and force the issue.
Braylon Allen comes in at running back, number 0. First down. Wolf steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, dives. Crossing the 35 up to the 37 in front of Josh Ross.
Well, Wolf has come in and done what he needed to do, right? He hasn't turned the football over, but down 10, you're getting to the point in the game now as we're about to go to the 4th quarter where he's going to have to make some throws when we come back.
All right, so the end of the 3rd coming up, folks. Something you don't want to miss, the jump around here at Wisconsin. One of the great traditions in the game of college football. Big News Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business from Camp Randall Stadium, folks. As we start the 4th quarter, 20-10. Michigan on top of Wisconsin. Time now for one of the great traditions in college football. Folks, they call this the jump around. They did it last week in Chicago. Wasn't the same. Can't get any better than that, partner.
Let's get it cracking.
Even the Michigan players got into the act. Start of the 4th quarter, 20-10. U of M with the lead. Here's the handoff. Wisconsin trying to push that pile forward. Braylon Allen. All 238 pounds. It's funny. Rennan, the Ron Dane on the sideline before the game. He used to be built like that on his way to the Heisman Trophy. He's got 2 kids playing football now. One at Boston College, Ron Dane, and the other, I believe he said, at Yale. Ron lives here in Madison. What a great, great player. Third down and 4 to 38. And Wolf steps up in the pocket, lost it, and Michigan has a football. Christopher Hinton with the recovery.
David Ojabo rushing around the edge. What a great job of beating the left tackle, and then watch him swipe at the hands of Wolf. The ball comes out, and it's Christopher Hinton there for the recovery. Similar to early in the fourth quarter last week where Wisconsin fumbled in the pocket. That time it was Mertz. This time it's Chase Wolf, and the short field goes to the Michigan Wolverines.
Ojabo with a sack in this game, and now a strip. Forced fumble, and the Wolverines have it. First down and 10 at the Wisconsin 33. Here's a reverse. Henning gets outside and is chopped down for a loss. Terrific looking play by Scotty Nelson. Let's check in with Jenny Taft.
Unfortunately, guys, some bad news for Wisconsin here. Graham Mertz and Jake Ferguson are both ruled out for the remainder of the game. Ferguson is back on the field, clearly in pain. He's got his ribs taped up on that left side, and we don't anticipate to see Graham Mertz back on the field as he continues to be evaluated.
Tough break for the Badgers, especially for Mertz when he was really starting to find his rhythm in that second quarter as we headed into the second half. Second down and 11 after the 1-yard loss for the Wolverines. McNamara in trouble. Avoids the rush, throws, and he's got his man, Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson has had a day. Flag on the play as well.
Yeah, I wonder if Roman Wilson stepped out before coming back inbounds. Then he would be ineligible to touch that ball if he wasn't forced out of bounds.
Illegal touching. Offense number 14. Went out of bounds on his own and was the first to touch the ball. So lost it down at the previous spot. Second down.
That nullifies a gain of 8.
You're going to see here, you kind of get lost. His back is to the sideline, and they're right there. His right foot out. Now he comes back in. First to touch the ball after not being forced out by the defense. Better luck next time.
Nick Herbie. Pat on the helmet. Third down and 11 at the 34.
Watch out for that guy. Blake Corum.
In the slot. Here's McNamara near side, and it's Wilson again. So third and 11, he picks up 4. And here comes the field goal unit.
Boy, that defense did exactly what they needed to do. Again, they have just answered the bell time and time again. Short field, sudden change after the turnover, forcing a field goal opportunity.
So Jake Moody. This will be a 48-yarder. And it's good. Jake Moody has been terrific. 3 for 3 today. And Michigan takes a 23-10 lead over Wisconsin here in the fourth quarter. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most. And by Dr. Pepper, delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the ones fans deserve. Great atmosphere here in Madison, 23-10. Our score, Michigan on top of the Badgers here in the fourth quarter. Remember last year, Wisconsin went to Ann Arbor and really put it on the Wolverines. Michigan finished 2-4 last season.
I mean, they hammered them. It's 28-0 at half.
49-11. The final. This one kicked into the end zone for a touchback.
Pacific Life game summary sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most. Cade McNamara on the flea flicker. touchdown to Cornelius Johnson. Then it was Graham Mertz, though. He got into the flow, and right before half, he found Chimere Dike on an 18-yard touchdown. But the Michigan defense, the attacking style, they get to Mertz, they hit him, he hasn't returned, he was injured. This was the great play from Wilson down the sideline, and it set up Michigan for their score. And now we find ourselves with Chase Wolf in the ball game. Only 2 drives for him, no points, 43 yards, and a turnover.
Here's Wolf to throw it. And intercepted. Daxton Hill. Second turnover of the second half for Wisconsin. And the Wolverines are in business.
Well, this is a young quarterback without any experience, really, just staring down a wide receiver. First of all, he's going to have his tight end coming across the middle. Right here, he's going to look out there. He's got to see that Daxton Hill is sitting underneath the outside route. Tight end is wide open underneath. Hill baits him into the throw, makes the interception, and this is eerily similar to the feel of the fourth quarter a week ago for Wisconsin, where they played so hard, kept themselves in the game against Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame just put it on them like an avalanche, and it started with turnovers.
So Michigan takes over. And they'll run it with Haskins. And I was talking to Charles Woodson, the Hall of Famer, Heisman Trophy winner, legend, and he was telling me that for young quarterbacks it's hard because their read has to be the safeties, but those safeties can move around a little bit when the ball is snapped. You can try to explain it to me. It's kind of complicated for a layman to understand.
The safeties will tell you everything about the structure of the coverage. If there's only one safety in the middle of the field, then what you're going to see is that you've got soft coverage on the outside, generally, or man-to-man coverage on the outside. If there's 2 safeties out there in the middle of the field that's open because there's 2, then you're going to have jammed corners generally or flat players.
McNamara to the sideline. And caught. Nice grab by Eric Hall. But finish your point, please.
That's why on every pass play, post-snap, unless it's just a screen or something out to the outside that's quick, and you have to make a read, the first determination you have to make as a quarterback is that, is the middle of the field closed or is it open? Because then it tells you everything about the nature of the coverage of what's happening around. Now, there's differences between certain closed coverages and open closed, but that's where it starts. Try to boil it down to something simple for a quarterback to look at.
19-yard gain, they'll run it. Corum. Gain 2.
I keep waiting for Michigan to try to get Blake Corum the ball in more creative ways. And actually, in the last series, they went empty, and it looked like they were going to try to isolate him on the linebacker. And McNamara actually threw it out to Wilson on the left side. He should have read the matchup, which was Corum. I think Blake Corum has the ability to be one of the great players in college football in the future because of his ability to hit home runs from inside and outside in the run game, and Gus catch the ball out of the backfield. He's really good at it.
2nd and 8. Corum remains in the game. And a timeout called by Michigan.
Charge timeout, Michigan.
Back after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Michigan's last win in Madison came 20 years ago in 2001. The game came down to the wire with Michigan kicking a 31-yard field goal with 14 seconds remaining. Since then, the Wolverines have lost 7 consecutive games at Camp Randall. Back then, Jim Harbaugh was still playing. He was the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. Paul Chryst was in San Diego coaching tight ends. Jim Leonard was a freshman here at Wisconsin, and Mike McDonald was 14 years old.
14 years old.
Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator for the Wolverines. And I'll tell you what, he's done a terrific job so far this season. This Michigan defense, as the Wolverines are on offense now, but they look a lot different, fast and physical.
Well, and what I love is I just feel like they're in better position, suited towards their players and what their players can do. You know what it reminds me of actually a lot? We talked about this last night. Remember when Jeff Hafley came from the NFL
to Ohio State
to coordinate the Ohio State defense, and he kind of changed up their schematics in order to fit what their players could do? That's what this feels like a little bit here at Michigan, and their defense has played outstanding.
3rd down and 8 at the 13 for the Wolverines. McNamara off his back foot in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Cornelius Johnson again.
Wow. You're starting to see a wide receiver come into his own on the outside. That's a couple of nice catches for Cornelius Johnson, and they need it from him. They need him moving forward to be that #1 threat. He's 6'3", 211, and this is utilizing that size. First of all, it's a good ball, letting him go up and get it. He had the space, and that'll be interesting to see if he actually did get that foot in the end zone.
I don't know.
That looked awfully close, right? With that heel.
Sure they're taking a look at it.
I'm sure that they will. They will. Fayon Hicks again in coverage. I feel like we say that all the time.
Fayon Hicks is a terrific player. Tell you what.
You know, that was a great route. And they are going to look at this again. This is a great route. And it's a little underthrown, so he goes back to get it. But then Hicks is trying to get it. Did he get the toe right there?
Looks like he got the toe.
That one is out. So it's just a matter of that first one, Gus, like you were saying. Right there, I think he controlled with that right toe down before any of this happens. That's out. It's a matter of if he established control while that toe was just touching the turf initially when he first caught the football. He was the Gatorade Connecticut Player of the Year.
That toe get down. Yep.
After further review, the ruling on the field of touchdown is confirmed.
Touchdown Wolverines. Cornelius Johnson, the second touchdown of the day. Can you imagine if they had Ronnie Bell?
Right. Then they would be trying to at least establish two real threats on the outside. His mom, by the way, Dr. Cassandra Tribble, a Michigan Medical School graduate. So Wolverine bloodlines here for Cornelius Johnson.
5 plays covering 35 yards after the interception for the Wolverines, who will go for 2. McNamara sprints out, throws on the move, and it's caught. Cornelius Johnson again. Not only did he give him 6, he gave him 2 more. And the Wolverines start to pour it on now. The passing game looks solid. The defense, stellar. Jim Harbaugh may have him a team this year. And time permitting, don't forget to join us after our game for College Football Extra, presented by Crypto.com, right here from Camp Randall Stadium. Coach Bob Stoops, he's from Youngstown, Ohio, back in the Midwest. Matt Leinart, like James Bond today with that slick suit.
A little fight on at us.
But
not today, Matt. They play the Buffs.
Uh-oh. That's your school joke.
That's right.
Let's tell you about this Michigan Wolverine team, though. How are they doing it? They're playing clean this year. 0 turnovers in 5 games. And they're +6 in the turnover margin. The Michigan defense today allowed 169 total yards, 45 rushing yards, 3 takeaways, 15 points off those takeaways, 4 sacks. This one goes out of the end zone. Their offense, no turnovers, no sacks, 95 rushing yards against the #1 rushing defense in the country. Jim Harbaugh, criticized after his team went 2-4, still can't beat Ohio State or win a big bowl game. They gave him a contract extension, but it came with some parameters, so to speak. JK.
Well, it was a pay cut, which you don't necessarily see in college football anymore. It goes down to $4 million. I know that's still a heck of a lot of money, but not from the $8+ million he was making before. There are some escalators in there, but also the buyout on both sides. Whether he leaves or if Michigan wants to get out of that contract, Gus, those are really low by industry standards. So yes, it was an extension, but it wasn't at the same time. It was like, hey, you can still be our coach, but you better go prove it out there. And that's what this team is starting to do. He really believed in this team. His coaching staff changes, got 6 new assistant coaches, and now all 10 of those assistant coaches under the age of 45.
2nd and 6 at the 29. Over the middle, that ball deflected incomplete. Is that a good thing, or is that a bad thing you have so many young coaches?
Well, listen, this has happened before. Mac Brown, at the end of his tenure at the University of Texas, tried to go young and change things up on his staff. He hired a young Manny Diaz, who's now the Miami head coach, to be the defensive coordinator. He hired Brian Harsin to be the offensive coordinator. It didn't really work out for him, and that ended up kind of going away. And obviously, Texas has never really been the same since. However, our guy, Bob Stoops, remember he did this when he brought on some younger guys, namely Lincoln Riley, and that changed the course of what Oklahoma was. We've seen Urban Meyer do this when he brought Ryan Day on. So this is a change to try to get more modern and to continue to evolve in college football. And he's doing that with a more aggressive defensive coordinator in Mike McDaniel and a scheme more suited to his players. And then Josh Gaddis and Jim combined. Thus, this is what we didn't really get into today. Their maturation and evolution offensively to both a spread run game and a power run game has really turned them into a threat here this year in college football.
Another sack for the Wolverines. Ojabo is second of the day. He also forced a fumble. 5 sacks for the Wolverines. Vunovic gets it away, and it's a beauty. Down the sideline, takes a bounce, and out of bounds. And they'll mark it at the 32. Wolverines dominating, 31-10. Back after this. Welcome back. Michigan with a 31-10 lead. They played a clean and efficient football game. New quarterback in again. J.J. McCarthy will get some burn. In the meantime, let's check in with Jenny. Jenny Tapp, can you hear us?
How about this for a coach story? I don't know. I couldn't hear you right away. No one wants. This is a great one, Gus. Ted Lasso. So we are big fans of the show on our crew. Well, turns out I'd heard a rumor. Jason Sudeikis had kind of modeled some of the character off of Coach Harbaugh. So I got a friend of a friend, reached out to Jason for me. He said, simply put, Coach Harbaugh is a no-frills guy from the Midwest. That is exactly who Ted Lasso is. The two had talked about his attire before season 1. So Coach Harbaugh, little Ted Lasso in it.
All right, Judy, thank you very much. So Ted Lasso, he's a football coach that
becomes a football coach.
A football coach. And he's coaching soccer, right?
Well, yes, that's right.
In Europe or some. That's interesting. The thing about Jim Harbaugh, he didn't take advantage of the NIL. He doesn't wear khakis anymore. Those aren't khakis. Those are Lululemon specials or something. They don't look like khaki pants.
Well, I think he wanted to match the team. You know, Michigan fans, I'm sure you know this. This is a team. Wow, Gus, I know you know this. Growing up a West Side Cub and watching this team your whole life. You know what is happening today for the very first time ever?
What?
Blue pants.
Wow.
On the road.
That's right. I noticed that today.
Blue pants on the road. They've done it a couple of times at home, but this is a distinctly different look. And let's be honest, this is a distinctly different feel for the Michigan Wolverines here in 2021.
I'm 53, but in my mind,
6:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan on top of this Wisconsin team as you take a look at last year and this year, partner.
Well, I told you it's a distinctly different feel. 4-0, about to go to 5-0. 40 points per game. That defense only giving up 11 per game. They can clearly run the football. They came in averaging 290. That's going to go down because of Wisconsin, but they stayed committed to it enough to allow that play action and the flea flicker to do its business.
Here's Haskins running for the first down, and he has it. Michigan only team in FBS without a turnover this year. 5 teams have had just 1 turnover, including Rutgers for the Big Ten. That Oregon team we saw a few weeks ago is on the 1 turnover list as well, joining Army, Liberty, and Louisiana Monroe.
They also have only given up 1 sack on the year. That was McCarthy in mop-up duty. So McNamara has not even been sacked yet on the year. They're doing everything really well, and you know this is, I feel like, kind of the perfect marriage of what Harbaugh wants to be and where he wanted to go with Josh Gaddis. And now you start to look at the schedule.
Nebraska next week, followed by at home against Northwestern. As you take a look at it.
I mean, Nebraska is much improved. You can roll your eyes if you want to. You and I have seen them. They're much improved. Michigan State, that is a real team under Mel Tucker. They are physical. They can run the football. Indiana is talented. Penn State, that's going to be a challenge. Ohio State late. That is a hell of a schedule right there. Now, I feel like this team will be up for the challenge if they can stay healthy because of the things that they've proven are part of their identity this year.
McCarthy drops it in. McCarthy touchdown, Michigan. Dalen Baldwin. 56 yards.
You want to know how you get a 5th star by your name in recruiting? Make throws like this. J.J. McCarthy, this is absolutely perfect. Baldwin didn't break stride at all. The ball is perfectly thrown. He can run after the catch, and it's a touchdown.
Dalen Baldwin transferred to Michigan from Jackson State, where he played last season after having spent his first 2 seasons at Morgan State. About 57 balls for 873 yards and 9 touchdowns before coming to Michigan. 25 unanswered points by the Wolverines.
And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gonna let it burn.
I told you.
J.J. McCarthy with a beautiful throw, and Michigan takes a 38-10 lead.
Boy, what valuable experience for McCarthy to get in. He's gotten in several times now already. Obviously in some meaningful snaps here in this game. Throughout the year, that'll pay dividends for Michigan down the line, having 2 quarterbacks ready to go.
Moody sends it away. And out of the end zone.
It's time now for today's celebration moment, sponsored by Allstate. It was pretty clear after this play that it was going to be Michigan that was going to be celebrating today. Beautiful flea flicker. Aiden Hutchinson loved it, celebrating on the sideline. Cornelius Johnson, first of 2 touchdowns today. McNamara continues to play just so well. It's so difficult because you see the talent for McCarthy, right, Gus? And yet it's like you can't take Cade off the field because he's not doing anything wrong.
An embarrassment of riches right now. But the bottom line for this team, when it's all said and done, they got to beat Ohio State.
Yep.
That's it.
Lost 8 in a row to Ohio State. They're 2-17 in their last 19 against Ohio State. That's right. I just said they're 2-17 in their last 19 since the year 2000 against Ohio State. That's got to change.
Buckeyes with a tough one today at Rutgers. Garindo.
And that's why a lot of these players are back. Aiden Hutchinson could have gone to the NFL. Josh Ross could have gone to the NFL. A couple of other guys. And they wanted to come back. And they wanted to come back. Aiden Hutchinson specifically, number 97 on that defensive side, because his Michigan legacy was important to him. And he wanted to try to turn the tide. And he did not want to leave this thing after a COVID year in which they went 2-4 in a disastrous year.
Wolf spinning. And he gets crushed. Woo. Man, oh man. Taylor Upshaw with the hard stick.
I will tell you, this defense, just schematically, I'm going to couch this. I'm not saying they will. They are just much more suited to face an Ohio State with this defense than they were with their previous version of defense when they were so heavily man coverage, and the speed and talent of Ohio State could overwhelm them in a shock and awe manner, which we've seen several times.
We'll see.
Again, I didn't say that. I'm not saying they will. I just said more suited.
We are talking about the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
That offense for the Buckeyes.
I remember a couple years ago, Michigan with the revenge tour.
Remember they were favored in that game.
Yeah, they got 50 hung on it. So we'll see.
It's going to take a lot even to get there, right? I mean, we showed you the schedule. They've got some tough games coming up. Don't sleep on that Nebraska game. But Michigan fans have got to be excited for what their team has shown so far. About to go 5-0 for the first time since 2016. That year they started 9-0.
Another new quarterback in the game for the Wolverines. Dan Villari is a quarterback.
Gus, you know better than most what they're suffering through right now, even with some of the quality seasons that they've had. 10-win seasons, longest conference championship drought since 1917. They are in the midst of their longest one, 16 years since they've won this Big Ten conference. This is a steep and lofty goal.
Otis Johnson with the tackle.
Been a lot of people doubting Jim Harbaugh ever since he took the job. He's been a lightning rod in this sport. I will say, it never seems to change. I think he's more energetic this year, and I think the youth on his staff has served him very well. I think that this team in particular, how many times did he say, and the other coaches say, I love coaching this team, the team chemistry, there's something about these guys that is just different. I think that that's rejuvenated him.
And Bowman throws an interception. Alan Bowman throwing the interception. And Wisconsin has the football. I think, in my opinion, the greatest story that came out of our meetings with Coach Harbaugh was when it was all said and done, he went to his big brother.
Yep.
The man that beat him in the Super Bowl. I'll never forget asking him the first time you and John sat down with each other or were with each other after his Ravens beat your 49ers in the Super Bowl. What did you guys say to each other? And Coach Jim Harbaugh said, I just said congratulations to my brother because I was happy for him that he won the Super Bowl. One of the best stories I've heard.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine
what that must have been like. These two guys have had a lot of success. Obviously, John has been doing it for a long time there with Baltimore.
14 years.
And there's
14 years.
And it's not just defensively that they're starting to emulate the Ravens. There's a lot of the run game principles. It's hard to get into today because they were in a lot of tight end sets, and Wisconsin was just not allowing them to run all over the place. But a lot of run game principles as well as they took from the Ravens.
And that ball caught on the far side. Eschenbach with the reception. And he's a little banged up. A lot of injuries for Wisconsin today. Ferguson out with ribs. Mertz out with ribs. Now Eschenbach comes over to the sideline. Looks like that right shoulder. Seconds to go. Wisconsin continuing to fight until the very end. Wolf over the middle and caught for a touchdown. Nicely done. Clay Cundiff. 25-yard touchdown for Wisconsin.
Beautiful throw there from Chase Wolf. Never know how long this injury will take Graham Mertz to heal from, so this might be your quarterback here in the weeks to come. Beautiful throw, probably better catch. How about Cundiff going up high, knowing he's going to get some contact, and he stays focused on the ball and pulls it in for a touchdown.
Colin Larson for the extra point. And it's good. 38-17, our score. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is Wendy's new Big Bacon.
Tough start to the season for Paul Chryst and the Badgers. They'll fall to 1-3. They have Illinois next week on the road.
1-3 for the first time since 1990. It's Barry Alvarez's first year here with the Badgers. And the Iowa team looming on the schedule. Boy, they look really good. What a performance they had last night on the road against Maryland.
51 points they put up. And they'll have Penn State next week. That's going to be a game. Penn State taking on Indiana.
Can't wait to get up there, man.
Today. Corum back deep. And he has the fair catch. Next week, folks, we will be in Iowa with Penn State Nittany Lions. One of the surprise teams in college football. They're ranked 4th in the country. They'll take on the number 5 Iowa Hawkeyes. 4 versus 5, depending on what happens with Penn State if they're able to defeat the Hoosiers.
Yeah, that Penn State team is finally starting to gel a little bit offensively. We saw them in the first week here at Wisconsin and Iowa. 11 straight wins. Getting more explosive on offense. You know their defense is good. They're just a turnover factory.
That defense looks nasty. Sean Clifford is going to have his hands full. That kind of day for the Badgers. 38-17, the final score from Madison, Michigan. Undefeated. McNamara throws 2 touchdowns. McCarthy throws for 1 touchdown and runs for a touchdown. Moody 3 for 3 on field goals. Wilson with a career-high 6 catches. 38-17, our final score from Camp Randall. And Jenny Tabb is standing downstairs with Coach Harbaugh.
Gus, thank you so much. Coach, 5-0 for the first time since 2016. Your first win here at Camp Randall. What does a win like this, in this fashion, mean for your program?
Well, just great job by the defense. I mean, I think there was 5 or 6 3-and-outs in the game, 3 turnovers. Offensively, moved the ball, got points. I was really impressed with both our passing game and our running game. And special teams contributed a lot, got a turnover, got us great field position. Good team win.
We saw both Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy in the mix. How does that impact your offense moving forward?
Well, I mean, the offensive line playing as physical as they are, and the way our backs are running, and all the quarterbacks are very capable. So, yeah, we'll just build from here.
How impressive has McDonald been? What he's done with this defense?
Yeah, I mean, that was an impressive game defensively. I think Mike called a great game. Josh called a great game on offense. Jay had the guys prepared on special teams. It was, and the guys went out and executed.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. The final score here at Camp Randall Stadium, Michigan 38, Wisconsin 17. We will have more post-game coverage from here with Rob and the guys after this break.
Spencer Rattler leads the Big 12 in passing yards and passing touchdowns. You see his numbers from last week's escape against West Virginia in Norman, Oklahoma, ranked 6th and unbeaten on the road. They take on Kansas State next on Fox. Kickoff in about 10 minutes. Jim Harbaugh, 5-0 for the first time since 2016. A 21-point win for the Fighting Khakis of Jim Harbaugh and Michigan. Their first win in Madison in 2 decades. The Fox College Football Extra is sponsored by Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing crypto app. We welcome you back down onto the field here at Camp Randall. Coach Stoops, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Brady Quinn, Rob Stone here with you. The question we've been asking is Michigan back? What did you learn about Michigan today, Coach?
I think they're definitely back. I love their formula right now, the way they're winning. They're persistent running the football. They get big plays off of the play action pass. They do not turn the football over. They still don't have a turnover. Third string quarterback.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Garbage time pick.
It doesn't count. McNamara hasn't given up a sack, and they play really good defense. I was really impressed defensively today here as well.
I thought Cade McNamara answered a lot of questions for me, for all of us, is can he come into this environment against a really good defense and perform effectively? And that's just what he did. His numbers aren't great. He threw for a little bit less than 200 yards. But how about on third down, guys? 10 of 12 for over 100 yards and a touchdown on third down. Coach, you just talked about it. He's protecting the football. And I'll tell you what, he is taking shots downfield. He's aggressive. I love this kid's moxie. I love his poise. I love his composure. They're not putting a ton on him, but when they are, he's delivering. I thought it was a great job by him today.
I'm just happy to see that Coach Stoops hung around with us, you know what I mean, after the show, man. Coach, we appreciate you, brother. Hey, thank you, man. I know you got a golf course to get to.
Oh, man.
I got to go watch my son play sometimes.
Right there.
No, but you know what? This is a great showing for Michigan today. They really played complimentary football. I thought Wisconsin, I talked earlier before the game, I talked about how the offense seems to be getting progressively worse. And I'm not sure if that is from the offensive coordinator, but whatever it is, it's not working with Graham Mertz. Obviously, he's injured right now. They got to figure out a way to be able to throw the football down the field and run it effectively so you can help out this beast defense that you have.
Yeah, no, the defense is definitely shouldering too much between special teams, gaffes, and, you know, look, the offense started to pick up at a point in time, but this is really about Michigan. They haven't won here in 20 years. This is a big statement win, I think, for this program. And since we've been doing this show, this is a sleeping giant in the Big Ten. We haven't seen Michigan emerge to this point since 2016, where they're now 5-0. They answered some legitimate questions. Yep. I love the direction that Jim Harbaugh and Michigan's going around now, offensively, defensively, all three phases. They don't beat themselves, and they take advantage of the mistakes that you make.
You got to admit, college football's better with Michigan in the mix, right?
Yep. Absolutely, Coach.
College football's better with Oklahoma in the mix as well, my friend.
Absolutely.
The Sooners coming up next here on Fox on the road, taking on Kansas State. Lincoln Riley coming off his 2 lowest point performances of his head coaching era.
Can I get one boomer?
You may.
Yeah.
You
boomer.
may.
Sooner.
One more. You got time for one more?
Boomer.
A little louder, like you care about this program. There we go. Kickoff coming up in just under 7 minutes.
Welcome to Fox College Football, presented by Geico. You don't often describe the undefeated number 6 team in the nation as embattled, but that is exactly the vibe around Oklahoma and this Lincoln Riley offense. Will this be the week they break out in Manhattan against Kansas State? Well, if the last 2 years have proven anything, don't overlook the Wildcats.
Here come the Sooners. Thompson runs. He's at the 10, to the 5. Wildcat touchdown! Skylar Thompson. And that is going to do it. Your Wildcats have beaten number 5 Oklahoma.
Rattler. Touchdown OU.
Deuce on the loose. Touchdown K-State.
From 50 yards away.
Good.
What a signature win, though, on the road at Oklahoma.
To live up to as we welcome you once again to Manhattan, Kansas. First road game of the season for number 6, Oklahoma. Aaron Goldsmith alongside Brock Heward, very loud to say the least here in Kansas. Brock, what is going on right now with Oklahoma? They are undefeated. They're a top 10 team. Their playoff hopes are very much alive. But last week on their home field, Spencer Rattler, a preseason Heisman favorite, he and the offense got booed by the home crowd.
Well, there is a high standard. The bar is about as high as it could possibly go to play the quarterback position. Number one pick, Heisman Trophy winner. Frankly, you're a little spoiled in Norman, Oklahoma at that position. But when I put the tape on, Aaron, I got to be honest with you, for Spencer, it's about the people around him. I know it's always all about the quarterback, but I've covered a lot of Oklahoma games the last decade, and I'm not seeing this. This is 7-man protection because you don't trust your 5 to block their 4. This is a week ago against West Virginia, so you keep 7 in, and then you go ahead and tell me, Aaron, where you want to fit this ball in, because there's 7 defenders for 3 people, eligible receivers that are running routes. That's it. That is not something we've been accustomed to Oklahoma. I don't think that will be the case today. They've been waiting for a breakout. This afternoon may be it.
From one quarterback to the other, Skylar Thompson, 6-year senior for K-State. He's missed the last 2 games. He was injured in week 2. Well, K-State was very coy all week long. They called him doubtful for the game. He, in fact, will start, and he has single-handedly torched the Sooners defense the last couple of years.
And when he walks in the huddle today, every eye that looks at him knows it. They believe it. Nothing he has to say. Those numbers are real. Those victories happened. It happened many ways with his legs. That will be the question. That knee is braced up. He has practiced the last 2 days. They have been very coy about it, but trust me, the guys in the huddle believe in him because he's done it before.
Now, what an environment here today as we take you to break with our Progressive Insurance Game Countdown. Number 6, Oklahoma, and K-State coming up next on Fox.